How's it going, everybody? This is the Visayan warty pig, which is a fascinating animal. And it's fascinating for two reasons. It's one of these Philippine endemics, meaning it only lives in the Philippines, and it actually only lives in these mountainous regions of the central Philippines. Now, the other reason that this animal is really fascinating, it was the first pig which was shown to use tools in its natural environment. So it's one thing to teach an animal how to use a tool like a digging stick or something like this if the animal is in a zoo or in a lab in a controlled environment, but these ones are doing that while they're in the wild. So essentially they're using sticks to dig up edibles. So, don't judge pigs by the domesticated pigs you might be familiar with, which had really a lot of intelligence bred out of them. But these wild pigs, they're omnivores, they're social, they're highly intelligent, complex animals. So it's really fascinating to see that. Unfortunately, because of habitat loss, these are really, I believe now, they're critically endangered animals. So, why am I interested in pigs? I'm mostly a fish biologist or interested in marine biodiversity. And a couple of years ago, a couple of excellent colleagues of mine from the NGO People at the Sea did a study about these decorator sea urchins. Now, there is a whole set of different sea urchin species which cover themselves with different material. And the thing is that this is not a random piece of, in this case, plastic or stone which falls onto them, but you have these spines which are actually very mobile. They're grasping and navigation organs, and which can also help to put material on top of the urchins. And then there are these tube feet, and these tube feet also help to move material up on top of these urchins. Now, different species of urchins are very specific in what they want to put on top of themselves, whether this is a type of seagrass, or whether these are some leaves, or whether they are putting coral rubber on their bodies. And what is the point of doing that? Well, there are multiple purposes. And one is to weigh them down when they are in a kind of, like a rough environment and where there's a lot of surge. The other reason that they're doing this is camouflage, both that fish probably cannot see them well, or there's olfactory camouflage. So, the seagrass will have its own smell. And so, in all of this footage, you see these tube feet, and there are also these pedicellaria, which are essentially fused spines in the autogeny of the sea urchins, which also can help to move things around on the body surface of the urchin. So, fascinating stuff. We proposed that this is tool use. This is the use of external material to put something on the body of the sea urchin to fulfill a very clear adaptive function. And in some of the footage here, you can see that the urchins also use man-made materials, plastics, and so any definition of tool use which we found in the literature of animal tool use really also fits this behavior of the sea urchins. Now, do the sea urchins have an internal representation? Do they have a mental image of the tool use like humans do, like probably the pigs do? No, the sea urchins do not have that. And the reason is they not even have a centralized brain. There is this diffuse but nevertheless very complex nerve net around them. So, there is a similarity in the outcome, while the type of intelligence, a centralized brain versus a very decentralized nerve net in the skin of these animals, is very different. I hope you enjoyed this ranting and raving about animal tool use. Check out the paper, it's linked in the description, and check out a little bit of behind the scenes of our pig filming. Miss, what's your opinion about the Visayan warty pig?
Looy.
Why looy?
It's endangered.
Uh-huh. You don't want to talk to the camera?
You see the crocodile? Wait, don't put your fingers in there.
Are you gonna put a finger in there?
So, if you scare them, they'll